Today is going to be the first video of a new sort of mini-series that I'm going to be doing throughout December, in which I make some small Christmas gifts. Hopefully the sort of thing that you could try and make maybe in an hour or 2 hours. Although with that being said, the video today is going to be about making one of the Christmas wreaths, so an ivy wreath. I've done a video before making the oak wreath. Today we're going to be making the ivy version, and this takes much longer than an hour or 2 hours. It'll take, it takes me a good part of a day if I do 2 of them. But they're a fun thing to do, and I've had a lot of interest on this ivy wreath in particular. As I said, I've done the oak one before, but the ivy one, a lot of people have been asking me how I make it, how I make this sort of natural flowing form, and I really like it. It's all these cool fluid shapes, which is just what I love to make, a very Art Nouveau almost style of design. Anyway, let's get into the video. So I've got a piece of 16mm round bar heating up in the fire, and this is what we're going to use to forge the main ring of the wreath, which then has the ivy sort of wrapping around it. So this is literally just going to be a taper, which we texture and then form a ring in. And hopefully we're going to get some snazzy slow-mo shots of forging this to make it a little bit more interesting for you, the viewers. We've got the bar all tapered, we've got a nice long elegant taper. It's time to put a bit more texture on the piece so it looks more like bark of a stick or some wood. To do that, I've got this spring swage, which in here there are lines cut on just with a chisel. I've done a video on making this, I'll link it at the end of this video. So this goes into this anvil. We can drive a peg through the bottom, clamping it down so it doesn't move anywhere, and then this bar we can put into the spring swage and texture up. So this I then also reverse twist, so it gives it again a bit more elegancy and a bit more something about it. I'll reverse twist it and then show it you so you can see the basic pattern of what we're going for. So we can now put a twist in just with a pair of tongs. This is exactly the same as the oak wreath that I've done a video on before, and again, if you want to watch that one, I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video. I'll give this a wire brush and then do a close-up shot of it so you can see what's going on. You can see that effect now pretty clearly there. So it gives this cool twisting effect, and there's the die, so you can see the inside of the die is a little bit better. They're literally just chisel marks, which we then hammer into the bar. So again, we can start a new slow-mo montage of making this little texturing. Now we have that texture on there, we can begin to carefully wrap this piece up into a nice circle, which is going to form the main shape of our wreath. So I'm using glancing blows over the horn so that we don't mess up that texture that we've put on. We've got the branch rolled up into a nice circle for the wreath. This is going to be the main body, and then we have the ivy sort of growing around it. And I like to leave a gap there, and then the ivy, we're going to sort of spiral and wrap and do some things that make it look like a piece of ivy. Anyway, we've got to work on the ivy now, and so I'll start by making a leaf on a nice long taper of a 10mm bar, which we can then weld on here and then wrap that one around, and then we're going to weld a load of other ivy leaves on to give it a bit more leafiness about it. Anyway, let's get set on the first ivy leaf. There's our basic leaf preform done. So we did a nice steep point, isolated it over the far edge of the anvil, half on, half off, and then draw down a little bit of a taper there. But obviously we want this to be a really long taper on this piece, so we get a nice elegant branch of ivy forming. So I'm going to get the heat back here and begin starting a nice long taper at the back, gradually working my way down to the point there that we just forged. We can now flatten off this bit of material on the end to form the leaf. Just get a cross peen so we get a little bit more width. Doesn't look much like an ivy leaf at the moment, so what we're going to do is take an angle grinder to it and cut out the ivy leaf profile. After that we can texture it up and put a bit more shape in it, and then weld it on back here onto the wreath, onto that circle, and begin to bend this around the circle. I've got the leaf in the vise. I'm just going to mark on with a little bit of chalk the sort of ivy shape that I'm going for, just so I know where to grind. It's always good to have a randomness to the leaves. Each one is usually a little bit different, even when I use, sometimes I'll stick templates on them, but they always turn out slightly different just because of the shape that you get when you initially squash the leaf out. So we can cut this out with an angle grinder and then begin to do all the rest of the forging on it and texturing. Safety first, respirator. So we're going for something a little bit like that. You can put the texture on it and it will look
a lot better once we get all of that shape into it.
First thing that I'm going to do to this leaf, just add a little bit more texture with a cross peen, just so it's not sort of flat steel. It almost imitates the veins on the leaf. Now I'll come on this tool and with a chisel we can force this down into there, sort of creating the main vein going down the middle of the leaf, and I'll just sort of put a bit of shape into it all with a pair of tongs. Sort of something quick and easy like that. Using a little bit of wire, I measured the rough circumference of this circle and then welded the bar with the leaf onto it, sort of at that length, so that we can now bend this around and sort of have it weaving in and out of this ring. So to do that, I'll just heat it up and gradually take my time. Sometimes what I'll do as well is, as I'm bending it in, I'll probably bend it in here, and then we might have to put a little weld on the back, which is fine because you won't see it because this is going to go up against a wall, just to hold it in place as you then bend it back over the other side, as sometimes it might sort of keel out and bring itself out. So if we come onto the horn and just carefully bring that down, and then want it coming over the bar, so we can begin forcing that down into there, and maybe bring it in a little bit more. So if I were to just hammer there, all that it's going to do is ping that back out. So what we have to do is come on the back and just run a little bit of weld in there to hold it in place, and then bring this branch down and continue weaving it along. You can see that we've got it nicely there, so it doesn't ping off that weld. So again, I'll just put another little bit of weld there to hold that, whilst we then bend that around the rest of the ring. So I can put another leaf onto there just to bring it around to the end of the ring. Just weld a new one on, and obviously we can weld lots of other leaves about the place, and I prefer to do that after we've bent this on, because of course you could forge weld extra leaves on when the bar was straight, but that sort of limits what you can then do with the design. So I quite like to get this bar weaving in and out of the ring, and then I can stand back, have a look at how it's forming, and sort of design it as I'm going where I want to weld all of these extra leaves on. I've quickly made up 4 more ivy leaves just out of 10mm square bar, and then we've left a little bit of a sort of stem on them, so we can bend this to shape, you know, wherever I think they sort of want to be, where we want to weld them onto this main branch. So I like the freedom of being able to design it as I'm going, rather than forge welding these on prior to bending that piece. I think that'll do for that one. So I'll bend all of those other leaves up and cut them off the bars, and then I'll show you where I'm going to be placing them on the wreath. So this is sort of what I'm thinking in terms of where the leaves are all going to go. Obviously we need to weld them on, and I'm going to do it with a stick welder, as that's all I have. Probably, you know, a TIG or a MIG would be much easier, but stick welder is all I got. Obviously, after we have welded them, we are going to have to grind it just so those welds look a little bit prettier, otherwise they can be a little bit ugly. If we grind it and then wire brush, wire wheel, all of it so it's nice and polished, as I prefer that sort of finish on these Christmas wreaths. I'm not going to be able to film the welding as I still have no idea how to set the camera so you can actually see what's going on. I've tried, but I don't know, I've given up on it, so I'll just weld it all off camera and then we can get to grinding and polishing. There's the finished ivy wreath, and I like, again, similar to the oak wreath, we do a good high polish finish on it so it's nice and shiny rather than it being dark. That's just sort of what I like on the wreath. And of course there are loads of ways to make this. We could have forge welded all of those extra leaves onto the main shaft with the ivy leaf on the end, but then it sort of limits the design, and I quite like to get that piece bent flowing around the ring and then decide where I want to put the leaves. But I suppose it's all personal preference really on on how you want to make the wreath. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Stick around if you want to see some other Christmas themed videos throughout December, and I'll see you soon.